New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
Who would have thought we would live to see Julius Randle outplay the NBA MVP? What's going on? This is Jailers from TheKOTShow here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time, and you are watching our weekly Knicks recap show. And today I have a few guests with me. First and foremost, you know who he is. Mr. Reliable, Mr. Man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G is in the building.
Damn right he's in the building, alright? Also back with us today, friend of the show, calls the story the last time he was here. Our guy, the DSJ and Kevin Knox defender, D-Trav.
What's up, yo? What's up? What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on. Once again, ready to talk some Knicks.
Absolutely. Man, it's been an eventful week. Knicks basketball has started. When we first got together before, right? It was only preseason. And there's been a few things that I've noticed, and I'm sure you guys have noticed as well, that should be interesting to talk about, to say the least. And we are going to, revisit our point guard discussion that we had earlier. Before we even get to that stuff, we need to talk about Julius Randle, man. Julius Randle is out here balling. He's turning non-believers into believers. No handle Randle certainly has handle now. The turnovers are cut down. He's not doing the spin moves. He's picking people off. Who is this man? And what happened to the Randle I saw last year? Like, I don't understand what have you seen different from Randle this year, and do you feel like your position on Randle from this year to last year has changed on like what you want to do with him? I'll start with D-Trav.
All right, yo, it's funny that you bring up this topic because on the last episode of my show, Julius Randle was main topic of discussion. And basically, the people that I had on there, my friend Haran and my friend Jerome, they were saying that it's crazy that Knicks fans want Julius Randle traded, where he was a 20-10 guy, and they say he's valuable to the team. It was just his first year. And I actually agree with them as far as, even last year, I think he made a comment. I don't know who he was talking to, right? And when the fans was like getting on him last year, he basically was saying like, take it easy, guys. I'm working on something. I'm trying something new this year. So I don't know what he meant by that. If he was trying to be the centerpiece, he never was the centerpiece of a team before. So he was trying to figure out how he can help the team win and what's best for the team. So he figured, the point guard battle was, up in the air. So he felt he wanted to handle the ball more and help his teammates. But I don't know. This year, Kenny Payne came in. Coach Tom Thibodeau came in. You also got Mike Woodson, and he seems like he's bought in. I mean, he still handles the ball, but he's looking to pass way more than he did last year. It's actually sometimes in a game where he does a move and he's by the rim and you think he's gonna shoot, he should shoot it,
yeah,
and he kicks it and he kicks it out, and I'll be like, lay the ball up.
Yeah.
But I guess like one thing you notice about the Knicks that's constant this year, throughout all three games, is that the team defense is better.
Absolutely.
And everybody is, the ball movement is better. So everybody has bought in on the defensive end and passing the ball, and Julius Randle is one of the main reasons. Also because, once you used to give it to him last year, he used to be kind of a black hole, but this year he's passing the ball. So
yeah, that's why a lot of the fans were on him actually last year, because it seemed like he was a black hole, and he tried to take on the world when you had teammates, and it was frustrating. It was frustrating to watch. But 9 assists first game, 7 assists the last game. He's definitely stepped up in that regard. So kudos Julius Randle for taking his game to the next level. What do you want to add to that, Ryan?
My stance with Julius Randle is like, last season, understandably, so I was very upset with Julius Randle. I was like, yo, I don't know why we signed this dude. We need to get him out of here and this and that. But now this season, I've kind of softened my stance, and depending on how the Knicks are towards the trade deadline would determine for me whether we keep Julius Randle or trade him, because I'm still in the process of rebuilding the team, and if certain players can get us like a big piece to come, or if certain players can get us like a first round pick, whatever the case may be, I'm still for trading that player. But if that player is like showing that he's really truly improving the team, then then I'd be for keeping that player and see if we could try to build around what we have with the team at the moment.
Yeah, I'll say this, like D-Trav, I know you got your friends was like, I don't understand why we want to trade him. Like they were kind of empty stats. He wasn't really playing defense. He played defense in spurts. He was a black hole for sure. But you know what? Not only is he trying to figure it out, I blame Fizdale, man.
Right, the coaching.
The coaching was. He was buddying, balling everybody. He really didn't hold anybody accountable, and you can see the difference. The difference in the way the team played when Fizdale left, when Mike Miller took over. You saw the difference with Randle, and even more so with Tibbs and Kenny Payne and these guys.
Right.
So
yeah, I feel like last year was. I don't know why I had this feeling, but it felt like Marcus Morris and Julius Randle was running the team last year. Like
they were.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they absolutely were running the team, and there was no structure. There was no real offense. There was no real X and O's being run. That was more of a Mike Miller thing, and it's certainly more of a Tom Thibodeau thing. So. That's especially what's going on now. When it comes to what Ryan was saying about moving him, I'm not gonna lie. Me seeing Randle play this way is making me go, huh? Is this real? Can he keep this up? Like he's shooting threes now. Like he's playing defense. All right, I know the ultimate goal for me, right, is always gonna be develop Obi Toppin, because Obi Toppin. I mean, he's only played one game. He has been having injury problems, calf problems already. Can't skip a leg day. I keep saying, can't skip leg day, man. Strained calf, But we want to clear the way for Obi Toppin. But with Randle here, it gives Obi Toppin room to make some mistakes without the pressure on him.
Exactly.
Right. And
exactly.
Oh, did you want to add something?
No, I was going to say exactly. And how many years is left on Julius Randle contract?
This is the second year.
One more season.
Yeah, we can pick up his option. It's a 3-year. It's a 3-year deal. We can pick up his option at the end of the season to complete the 3rd year.
Yeah, well, like you said, I think I don't think Obi will be ready probably until his sophomore year. So why not have Julius Randle stay here until Obi is ready to go? I mean, he still has a lot to work on. He can learn from Julius Randle as far as being a professional NBA player. Julius Randle seemed to take him under his wing and, is actually talking to him a lot during, the preseason. So hopefully that continues. And, we'll give him some time to grow instead of throwing him out there into the fire and then saying like, oh, this guy is garbage, man. Look, He can't do this and he can't do that,
Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm kind of with Ryan as well. It's like if Obi Toppin is developing at a speed that makes me comfortable with moving Randle for another piece or like another playmaker or shooter at another position, then I would do it. But as of now, I'm kind of looking at Obi, and I'm just like, all right, cool. You see he has something, right? The passing is already there.
Right.
That's probably better than most people even imagined. The scoring hasn't come around yet. He's been 42% from 3 in college, but it hasn't really translated into the NBA. The only game he's played, he's been jacking up threes that first game.
Yep.
well, you know what I have to say about that? I think it was an adjustment to the NBA, right? Because in college, he's used to cutting to the basket and finishing over everybody. And now he's in the NBA, like, oh, these guys are 7 feet, 6'11". They're bigger and stronger.
Yeah, he has to adjust.
So now he's picking and popping more because he figured like, wow, these guys are a little strong and bigger. So now he's shooting more threes instead of actually cutting to the basket. So he has to adjust. Like there was no summer camp. I mean, it was no summer
league.
Yeah, no summer league. So now he got to adjust to the players.
Yeah, you're right.
NBA.
Nah, yeah, you're right. He has to adjust to the players. So you don't know when he's gonna be ready yet on the offensive end, but we'll soon come. It sucks that the news came out that he's a calf strain and he's gonna miss, what was it, like 6 to 10?
Yeah, 6 games. They said about 6 games. Yeah,
6 games, which is a lot to me right now in the short season. Trying to get acclimated with no training camp, no 4 preseason games. It's just like, it's a little frustrating, but hopefully he'll be able to turn that corner. But yeah, kudos to Julius Randle, man. Tom Thibodeau, Coach of the Year. My favorite Knicks. Only 3 games in. It's my favorite Knicks coach already.
So wait, are you going to give all the credit to Tom Thibodeau, or are you going to give it to the entire coaching staff? Because we have a lot of new coaches on the team that.
I mean, this whole staff, man. Leon, the coaching staff, Worldwide West.
Shout out to Worldwide West.
You know, Mike Woodson was also known for helping developing players too. He got J.R. Smith to buy in. Mm-hmm. You know, he got Carmelo to buy in. You know, when they had Jason Kidd. You know, so. You know, it's probably all 3 of them. Kenny Payne, Woodson, Tom Thibodeau, you know.
You heard of Jesus working miracles. They got Knicks fans out here praising Julius Randle. If that's not a miracle. I mean, it is. Christmas did just pass, but if that's not a miracle, I don't know what is, man. Like, really.
Right. I would say one thing, though. I like the passing by the team. I like the passing by Julius Randle. But as far as when you get to elite the defending teams, sometimes they jump in the air a little bit too much and pass the rock. Like I said, sometimes when you see he could finish, he's in the air, he gets caught, he tried to kick it. It works sometimes, right? But against good defenders, you can see that being a steal, you know?
No, you're absolutely right, man. He sometimes he does kind of wait until the last minuscule second to pass the ball and he gets in trouble. But it's been working so far. I mean, last game he only had 2 turnovers, which is another miracle. Water to wine, Julius Randle, 2 turnovers. Another miracle that just happened, and it's just like, I like where it's going. I like where it's going, Julius Randle. We're gonna keep it moving. All right.
So Julius Randle, we're proud of you so far. Don't be so upset in your in your media meetings, because he always looks pissed off and mad, like he watches where everybody.
Because he's about to be traded. He was about to be traded. He approached this season. Look, from every media interview from media day on, he knew he was in trade rumors. They were trying to ship him out from Mike Conley, and he was tight. And he was that's what was on his face. He wasn't happy at all. I'd be tight too. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
I mean, it is a possibility that, you know, the Knicks front office probably told him that, you know, if you can perform well this season, you know, I know we just drafted Toppin and he plays your position, but if you can play well this season, we could possibly, it'll be easier for us to trade you to a contender and things of that nature. So maybe he has that in his mind as well, saying that if he can show up this season and play better, there's a good chance that, you know, he might be traded to a good team where he has a chance at a title, and in return the Knicks get some assets for him, and, you know, and then from then on it's going to be the Toppin era.
Right.
Yeah. You wonder. Or it'll be like remember Kyle Lowry supposed to go to the Knicks, and then before they traded him, he started to ball out in Toronto, and it was like, you know what? Let's keep him. That might happen too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's pause for a second. This episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Now, Manscaped, they're always going to look out for your balls' best interest, okay? Fellas, Valentine's Day is around the corner. You want to make sure everything is right down there. Do this for her. Do this for your lady. Manscaped Trimmer 2.0 has skin-safe technology. It won't nick your knickers. It'll keep it nice and smooth. Plus, it has an LED light so you can see what's going on down there, all right? You don't want to use the same clippers you use to line up your hairline that you use to clip your balls, all right? So definitely go with Manscaped and the Trimmer 2.0. Also, while you're there, trust me when I tell you, because I've used this. You want to go with the ball wipes, and you want to go with the ball deodorant. All y'all be playing basketball, be sweating up a storm. Get the ball deodorant to soak up that perspiration and make sure you're right when you see your lady, all right? So, Manscaped, definitely check it out and tell them KOT sent you. If you type in the code KOT while you're going to Manscaped, you get 20% off. Also free shipping. All right, code KOT. When you go to manscaped.com, you get 20% off plus free shipping. So shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring us in the KOT show. Oh man. But speaking of people we want traded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Elfrid Payton was getting trashed.
Yeah.
Trashed this whole week.
The difference a night makes, right?
Man. Like, historically, Elfrid Payton has not been a good shooting point guard. Let's see. Versus the 76ers, he actually shot 0% from the field.
Bruh.
And finished the game with no points. None. Zip.
0% from the field. Which had me going, so y'all don't want Frank and DSJ to play, but y'all okay with Elfrid Payton shooting 0% from the field.
0% is crazy.
That's a veteran. That's an 8-year vet, 7 to 8 year vet.
He probably went to the gym early in the morning the next day and was going hard. You know, it's like, forget this. This is not happening again. And
Yep.
you saw it worked out the next night.
Now, absolutely. Now, I'll say this about Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton is a decent point guard.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't played well so far, except for that one game. He's not that bad, right? He's not 0% bad.
No,
He's not that bad, nah.
So, 27 points. He helps us win the next game versus the last game anyway. Versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Finishes with 27 points. Shoots 3 from 3 from 3-point line. 7 assists. And now everybody's like, oh, Elfrid Payton again. What do you think that will last?
The shooting? No, not the shooting.
Yeah, hell no.
The shooting, no. But as far as his ability to use the pick and roll and get into the paint and whistle in and out of the defense, yes. I like the passing. Of course, he's always been a good passer. We know the triple doubles he used to have when he was on the Pelicans.
30% of his passes are to Julius Randle.
Wait, that was last night too?
Was it last night?
Nah, he spread the ball around last night.
Historically.
Oh, okay. So, but I like his game. I think he's a solid. Besides the shooting, he's a solid point guard. And I look at the Knicks like between the center position and the point guard position is going to be by committee. To me personally, I feel as far as point guard goes, I like Elfrid Payton to start because he has experience in the NBA, and the only thing we're worried about him is his shooting, really, right? So when he's not shooting well, I feel that's why Emmanuel quickly will be a big pickup, to go in a game when, Elfrid Payton is not having a good shooting night, then you could easily put Emmanuel Quickly in. So I feel like by committee, between Emmanuel Quickly and Elfrid Payton, we should get what we want out of the point guard position. What you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I agree. Like at the moment, those are my two guys I would have a point guard, Elfrid Payton and Emmanuel Quickly. Payton for me last night, like he showed me that he can still play in the NBA. Because I wasn't sure after the second game against Philly whether he was still NBA ready or not. But jokes aside, like I was really impressed with Elfrid Payton's game last night. I was one of those guys who were definitely on him for the first couple of games because I was like, yo, if he's gonna play like this at point guard first, you might as well just start Quickly then, because it makes no sense to have a veteran point guard in there starting games for us and playing that bad. But I'm happy for Elfrid Payton, that he was able to, have a good game like that. But my thing is, I just want to see consistency, because it's like you can't be having games where you score no points and then you come in and you score 27 another game, and then the next game comes and you're scoring 5 points. You know what I mean? Like, if Elfrid Payton could just give us like solid minutes, 10 points a game, 7 assists a game. Run the pick and roll well. Just continue to do that for us. But I guess I'm going to get into it later, but it's just a consistency from the players like really irks my nerves sometimes.
For me, Elfrid Payton is a backup point guard. And for me, once Emmanuel Quickly returns, I would like to make that transition as fast as humanly possible. I'm not even going to lie. And I feel like the coach is on the same wavelength as I am. Because even if you look at that first game, right, Emmanuel quickly goes out with a hip flexor, right, in the second quarter or whatever. He injures himself, flex around in the background, gets back into the game with a bad hip flexor, never returns. You look at the box score, quickly has more minutes than Elfrid Payton in the first game of the season on a bad hip.
Right. I just feel like between DSJ and Frank, like you have no other choice but to play Payton, right? Like not to talk about DSJ again, but
nah, we gotta talk about it.
It's like
because you was over here talking spicy.
no, listen. That was between DSJ and Frank, right? But then Emmanuel quickly emerged out of nowhere. So my whole thing is, yes, DSJ is doing good on the defensive end, right? He's doing better. He's playing defense. He's deflecting balls, pause, and all of that, all of those good things, right? But as somebody brought up on my show last time, was the fact we didn't sign or trade for DSJ for him to be a defender. If he's not going to do the things that, show the athleticism, get to the basket, attack, then he's basically useless to us because we don't need him. Yes, it's good that he's defending, but that's not what we put him in the game for. So there's no point of him playing if that's all he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you, man. It's funny you was making fun of Frank's injury and somebody's out with a bad quad. I'm
all of them. What's going on? Like Kevin Knox is hurt knee. You got Obi Toppin calf. What else?
Is Knox hurt?
Knox got a sore knee. But go ahead. What you saying, Ryan?
No, and I think this is the point I was trying to make because I think this season more than ever for the Knicks, injuries are going to play a major role, as in who plays and who doesn't play. Because just in the first 3 games, you can see the impact that it made. Because when the season started and Thibs had his 10-man rotation, Frank and DSJ was out of it. Quickly was the backup point guard, and things of that nature. When Quickly went out, that's when Frank and DSJ got their minutes. When Quickly went out, Frank got those minutes in the third quarter. Fourth quarter against the who they played in the first game again?
The 70s. Oh, you talking about the second game?
The Pacers.
Oh, I mean Pacers. The
Pacers.
The Pacers.
Right,
yeah,
Pacers.
When Quickly came out, Frank went in. Frank didn't perform. So then, when Frank didn't perform, then in the second game, DSJ got those backup minutes. DSJ didn't show out, but still, he at that moment he was in front of Frank. Now all of a sudden DSJ goes out again. So Frank gets the minutes in the third game, and now Frank actually plays well. And now it's like when DSJ comes back, DSJ's gonna have to battle because he's not that 11th man no more when that 10-man rotation is set. Now that's going to Frank because Frank took advantage of his opportunity and actually played well that third game.
And to be honest, Ryan, let's not just act like the coach went straight for Frank right after Emmanuel Quickly got injured. That's not what happened. Quickly got injured. They started Elfrid Payton, and once Elfrid Payton went to the bench, they went with Alec Burks.
Yeah, they
first.
did.
Frank didn't even see the court, nor DSJ didn't even see the court. They went for Alec Burks for the first few minutes, and then the coach was like, okay, and then put in Frank for 4 minutes, and it still didn't work out. Now, Alec Burks tried his best. Like he was flamethrowing that game. But when he was the point guard, it didn't really. The offense kind of stalled. And that's partly why we even lost that Pacers game because the offense stalled once Alec Burks took the reins. And second of all, too, Julius Randle as well got into foul trouble. The bigs has destroyed us. But that's besides.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the problems we're gonna have. Not to get off subject, but it's with bigger teams like the Philadelphia 76ers. Of course, they got Embiid, and then the Pacers they had Sabonis. So like we have trouble with more girthier guys on the inside. Because Mitchell Robinson is not that big, and Noel's not that big. So we're gonna have to
We have Omari
Double team
Marshmallow
us.
Spellman though here though. We that man big, man. That's a big man. We do have him though.
Yeah, we do have him. But yeah, Elfrid. I think the coach. It looks like Tom Thibodeau is going to go with Payton and quickly when he comes back, and once in a while. I mean, it's better for Frank. I think Frank is more valuable right now than DSJ because he can play multiple positions.
Mm-hmm.
As far as DSJ, you're only going to plug him at the point guard. So like you guys are saying, DSJ actually might drop down to fourth as far as the point guards going in the game. You're going to have Payton, you're going to have Quickly, and then you're going to have Frank because Frank could play point, shooting guards, or small forward. So
yeah, and for me too, like I've been saying, like Frank and DSJ, right? They both have something upstairs that's wrong. Like DSJ doesn't think the game enough to be able to set up an offense and read plays ahead.
Right.
Frank overthinks the game. That's his problem.
Yeah.
He overthinks everything. Like he can set people up, but he needs to be more reactive and be like, oh, I'm a head fake now. We're not. Like, shoot the damn ball, Frank. Shoot the ball. Like, all the indicators tell me that Frank will be able to shoot at some point in the NBA, but he never takes the damn shot until the last game. And he's going to get his chance versus the Cavs with all these guys out. So, we'll see what's going to happen. He's going to have more opportunity than he even thought in Game 4.
Yeah, I did want to say something about Frank in Game 3, though. Like, things that I've noticed. Because, like, when he first got into the game, like, he hit that pull-up 3, which should have given him some confidence because it's like, you knocked in a pulled-up 3. That should get you going. And then, like, I think there was a few incidents in the game where there was this one play where he went into the middle of the lane. And he had that wide open, like, he could have put up a little floater or he could have pulled up for, like, a short mid-range shot. And I think he passed it to Julius Randle at the last minute, and then Julius Randle was forced to take an even worse shot where if Frank shot the ball, that would have been a better shot.
You're right.
And again, Frank hesitated on a three-point shot where he was wide open. He hesitated. He still hit the shot, but still, it's like you hesitated and you put it up. And then when he got his confidence going and then when he was just letting it fly, I was like, yo, and the shots were water. And I was like, yo, if this guy would just get out of his head and just have the confidence to shoot the ball,
The coach tore him a new one because I think after he passed up that shot, I believe they called timeout after that. Mm-hmm. And I already know what they said on the shoot the like he's scared to shoot, yo. But the other thing is too, if you look at his teammates, the teammates don't exactly have confidence in Frank either because there was a few times right after Frank hit that 3-pointer, Randle had the ball and Randle's been passing all game. Frank is open on like the top of the key on the right side. Randle looks at him and goes,
I don't know about that.
And it keeps it moving. And then like a play or two after that, RJ does the same thing. So I feel like the teammates kind of sense the hesitancy and doesn't pass him the ball. Meanwhile, you're looking at Knox. Knox will have a game where he's just off. And they'll just keep passing the ball.
That's crazy, but you know what? I wish you could check the percentile on Knox's corner shots because I feel like now he's money from the corner. Every time Julius Randle drives, it's like he's looking for Knox in the corner, right? And Knox is starting to knock them down. I don't know about the rest of the 3-point line, but in the corners, he's knocking them down.
And that's the thing with Knox, though. At least when Knox shoots the ball, Knox has confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Knox will let it fly. But the thing with Frank is like Frank gets in his head too much, and then he hesitates. And then when you saw that when he finally got his confidence later in the game and was letting it fly, it was just the shot was wet. And I'm like, yo, there was actually a point in the game where I was like, yo, he should do a heat check because I was like, yo, this guy knocked in like 2 threes confidently, and then like I think Giannis like stole the ball from him and like went down the fast break and dunked it and like. But I was like, yo, he should really go for a heat check. And I'm like, when am I ever saying that about Frank? that he should have a heat check moment.
I feel like that'll be his role eventually. That could be his role. Like maybe not an off the dribble type of person, but transition threes, quick corner threes. I think that's eventually going to be his game. And I just looked at Kevin Knox's stats, cleaning the glass. Corner 3 so far, she's 50% from the corner 3.
Okay,
pretty good. Overall 3 not is bad, but the corner 3 50%. Pretty good. like you said. So kudos to Kevin Knox. Kudos to Kevin Knox. Kudos overall. I love the culture overall from this team, from Tom Thibodeau, from Kenny Payne. Overall, every person on this team has gotten better on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's probably the best thing I've seen across the board. Guys like Kevin Knox, who was pulling my hair out over last year, they're doing way better. And I can't. Yo, Tom Thibodeau, coach of the year. I'm calling it right now. Do you think there's a chance? What do you feel like is your expectations for this season, man?
Well, I predicted around 500, a 500 team.
Oh, you went there.
Our 500 team, I think that, they should, with Tom Thibodeau, they're going to be competitive every game. Right now, I don't see a problem with their defense. Their defense look good. The ball movement looks good. The only problem is probably going to be the scoring sometimes. I feel like our scoring is going to come from Julius Randle. It looks like Burks, RJ, and probably Austin Rivers. Those folks are probably going to be our main scorers. As far. So we're going to have to rely on those 5 players the most, and the rest is going to have to be by committee. So I think they could pull off 500. I think it's a possibility they could pull off a 500 season.
I admire your optimism, sir.
Yeah.
I admire your optimism. I feel like the keys to the season, because like you said, we know where the score is going to come from. It's going to come from Julius Randle and Alec Burks. But I feel like the point guard position is so important. Like, we saw what happened when Elfrid Payton was actually a good point guard.
Yeah.
If Emmanuel quickly is a hit and he's able to, shoot from the outside consistently for us, give us another outside scoring threat, then I think we'll be all right, man. I don't know when it'll all be together. I think it'll be all right. I think we could at least get into a play-in playoffs, right? Because, the rules have changed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure about 500. I'm not that confident yet. To say the
believe in Tom. Tibbs, you want coach of the year? He got to get us to 500.
You right. I know. Tom is the 11th most winning coach in the NBA, and he does nothing but win wherever he goes. I get it, but maybe I'm spawned. Or maybe I'm looking at this roster and going, what has changed that much? But Alec Burks, who we're about to talk about next, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not ready to go on that ledge yet.
The Knicks are shooting way better. I think one of the factors that we're not talking about as far as Julius Randle game and the Knicks in the entirety and RJ Barrett is that they have better shooters around them than last year. So maybe Julius Randle wasn't passing last year because he didn't believe that his teammates could shoot the ball because he was one of the worst shooters.
I mean,
I don't know. We have Burks. We have I don't know what Reggie Bullock is doing.
Exactly.
He's supposed to be a shooter. We have
Burks and Quickly, right? Who seems like they could be it. We lost Bobby Portis, who was he was up and down, but towards the end I feel like he was more up. Right.
We have Kevin Knox. And Austin Rivers has yet to be played yet, but
I'm not ready to claim Kevin Knox a shooter yet. I'm not ready to claim him a shooter yet.
Yeah, you're right. He still has some stepping up to do because honestly, sometimes I don't understand why Reggie Bullock is starting, but then when I see Kevin Knox play, I'll be like, oh, okay. Like that.
Speaking of, let me tell you, I said this on the last show. D-Trav was so hyped that Kevin Knox was playing good on practice, and he tagged me in a post on Instagram. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, dude, you talking about practice? Not a game. You talking about practice, man? Wait till you get in the game to get hyped.
I still believe in Kevin Knox, right? His shooting, but sometimes he makes bonehead plays. Like certain passes he does, I find myself screaming at the team, like, come on, what type of pass was that? What are you doing?
Right.
So I think he needs to keep it a little basic and like leave the play making the Berg and Barrett and other players.
No, I think he's starting to do that. That. He's like 2 things: 3-pointer, 1 dribble pull up, go to the hole. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's your game.
Yeah. I mean, Knox definitely performed well against the Bucks in the last game. I'll give him that. He played like there was definitely a few possessions which I saw where he played really good defense as well, and I was like, to me, that's the most important part of Knox's growth. The fact that Thibs and the coach staff actually has this guy playing defense this season.
Well, Tibbs, Mel, he caused that quick whistle because there was a play, like the Knicks were up by 4, right? And I think Knox blew a defensive assignment because I think Middleton went backdoor.
Yeah.
And coach was like, nah. Call timeout. Right after he called timeout, I think the next play or the play after that knocks out like a block or something like that.
Yeah.
I love the way that this coach is never satisfied, and I love it, man. We'll be up by 15, and they don't play transition defense or close out on the shooter, and you just hit whistle. No. Come here.
Right.
Yep.
We talk about accountability, man. Something we've never had on this team whatsoever. That's something that Kevin Knox needed from the jump, for sure.
Word.
Exactly.
So I'm glad about that. Now, what do you think about Alec Burks as well, man? To me, Alec Burks, the most underrated signing of the season, period. I don't care who, with any team. Any team.
Well, I know Austin Rivers has to play, but I'm going to say him and Austin Rivers. Because in the offseason, they was talking about Gordon Hayward and Fred VanVleet. I feel like we didn't get Gordon Hayward, but we got Burks. We didn't get Fred VanVleet, but we got Austin Rivers. And I feel for the amount of money that Gordon Hayward is getting to get Alex Burks on the deal that we got him on, he's perfect what we need. He could score on all 3 levels, could shoot the 3, mid-range, get to the basket. He's not a selfish player. He moves the ball. He's killing it right now, averaging 20 points a game, about 4 assists. And wow, like a breath of fresh air for Alex Burks. I'm glad we got him on the team. And I like I said, I'm not a big Reggie Bullock fan, so I wish there was a way we could put him in the starting lineup and get Reggie Bullock out of here.
I agree with you, man. Like, listen, 20 points a game, 66% from 3, shooting 5 threes a game, drawing fouls at a high rate like he has been, because I know CP always mentions this. He's been like in the top percentile in drawing fouls at his position, and we're only paying him $5 million.
Yes.
From a 20-point per game store. We was talking about, Ryan, we did whole shows talking about 3-point shooters to sign.
Yeah.
Whole shows. Bertans going for $15 million. You know what I mean? Who else is going? Homie from the Nets.
Oh yeah, Joe Harris. Oh, he got a big deal. Joe Harris.
18
Yeah.
million.
Yeah.
Right.
Who else? All the shooters are gone. Dude from Sacramento.
Oh yeah, Bogdanovic.
Bogdanovic.
Yeah, he got like 70 mil too or something like that.
Yeah, $15 million a year. We signed the shooter for $5 million.
Yeah.
And he does more than all those. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You look at the win shares right now. I know it's early and it's crazy. You look at the win shares right now for through the 3 games. It's cool. It's fun to look at these stats about win shares and rebounds because you know it's going to change drastically. He's top 10 in the win shares right now. $5 million. Favorite signing of the season.
Alex Burks. Let's just hope his ankle's okay, man, because I didn't like that play where the guy went underneath him when he shot. So I think his ankle's a little sore. So hopefully he's all right for the next game.
Yeah, he's questionable the next game. Listen, we're going to see a whole lot of Frank Ntilikina versus the Cavs. So,
Yo, if he could perform like how he performed against the Bucks, we'll be all good that game. But if he's gonna go back to old Frank Ntilikina where he's gonna be hesitant to shoot and things like that nature, oh boy, that game against the Cavs is gonna be problems because the Cavs are 3-0 this season. They're playing good.
Well, here's the thing too. Like the last game versus the Bucks, right? It was point guard right committee. You had Alec Burks doing the playmaking along with RJ Barrett, and then you had Frank in the corner for the most time. The only time Frank really did anything was, they passed in the ball once the Bucks scored, and he brought the ball up, passed it, and was went right to the corner. So with Alec Burks out, it's going to have to be Frank and RJ doing the playmaking. It's going to have to be. So it's going to be interesting to see if he steps up or not.
Is it for sure that he's out, or is he questionable?
He's questionable.
Okay.
He's questionable. But yeah, we're gonna see. I really don't want to lose Burks, man, because even that game that we lost in the preseason, when it was like oh, we don't have this player, we don't have that player. I'm like, yo, we didn't have Alec Burks, man. Alec Burks would torch y'all.
Right.
Facts.
I'm feeling Alex Burks' game. So hopefully he keeps it up. I know it's only 3 games, but hopefully he keeps it up because we're gonna need his scoring. Like I said, we don't have
definitely.
Arguably the second best player on the team.
Yeah, and I think the reason why Tom Thibodeau hasn't come off the bench is because if you look at the Knicks roster, it's like if you have Alec Burks starting, who can you really bring off the bench that's going to provide scoring?
Nobody.
You know what I mean?
It messes up the balance.
Yeah, so I think that's why Thibs haven't coming off the bench.
Yeah, because as of now, you want to say something, Trav?
No, I was gonna say, I understand that because we don't have a full roster. But with a full roster, I feel like you could put Burks in the lineup and then you look for the scoring off the bench from Austin Rivers because Austin Rivers could come in the game. So, and hopefully we be a more elite team then. Well, I wouldn't say elite, but a better team than we are now because we still haven't played with our full roster. So maybe we have a bright future. So don't knock me on the 500. I'm still waiting to see Austin Rivers play. He might be a great addition to the team and help us play even better.
Here's my thing. Austin Rivers comes back. You start Alec Burks, right? Because now you got Alec Burks. My new starting 5 that I want is, and CP said this before, Emmanuel Quickly, Alec Burks, RJ Barrett, Randle, Mitch. I want that to be the starting 5.
I like that. I definitely like that lineup.
Yeah,
but with Bullock on the bench though, and Austin Rivers there, like what happens with Bullock? Like, do we want him to get minutes? Like, you know what I
mean? At this point, I'd rather give it to Knox.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that could be a fall for grace. I don't know if the coach is thinking like me, but from starter to the bench, put Knox in.
Bullock better step it up. Otherwise, he could be on that pine with DSJ.
Yep.
Facts. I might go with Frank. If Frank keep hitting threes like that, multiplies. I can't even talk right now. Multi-positional defender.
Yo, I'm gonna agree with you. I know everybody think I'm a Frank hater. I'm not a Frank hater, but yeah, like you said, if Frank is playing like that, I'll put him in a game over Reggie Bullock also too. So.
Hey man, everybody thinks I'm a DJ hater and a Knox hater. So I'm for whoever is going to help us win.
Exactly. At this rate, I'll probably put in DSJ over Bullock too at this point.
DSJ be getting them steals, right?
Exactly.
Oh man, off ball DSJ.
Word.
Oh man, all right. Anything else? Do you need to cover? Do you want to cover? I know. Did you want to talk about RJ Barrett because RJ Barrett started off hot. First game versus the Pacers. 9 of 9.
Then he had a terrible second game.
Yep. Put the clamps on him.
Then he had a solid third game. So right now he's averaging 17 points a game. Let's see what he's doing.
Yep, he's averaging 17 points per game as of today. Shooting
7
around
rebounds.
42% from the field, 23% from 3. Yikes.
It's still 3 games. But go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, it's still 3 games. He has time to change that around.
Yeah, all I was trying to say is that if Barrett can give me that for the whole season, get his 3-point shooting up a little bit, I'll be fine with it because at least that shows improvement. Because from last season, that's still a improvement points per game, and this season he still looks like the better player. So I'm like, if he could just maintain that 17, 18 point per game average, I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think 18 to 19 points per game from RJ Barrett is good this year. If he could get more, then kudos to him. But like you said, the shooting, didn't one game, the first game he shot 100%. Then he went all the way down to 20%.
Yeah. Well, in the first half, he shot 100%.
Okay.
And then he tapered off, but he still ended that game shooting above 70% in that first game,
now he dropped. And the second game was so terrible that he dropped down to 20%.
Well, they had his number the second game. What happened was everybody saw the first game. They was making graphics. They was like, "Ooh, the best top 3 draft picks in any season period. I seen it on Twitter. It had him, John Morant, and Zion with all their stats that they made in the first game. So everybody in the league got it. We're facing the 76ers and Ben Simmons, who's, first team all defense.
Right.
Yeah.
And Ben Simmons, he's no slouch. Like, he's point guard, but he has RJ Barrett in height and wingspan and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's who we went up against. He wasn't really trying to, shut down Elfrid Payton, even though Elfrid Payton shut down himself that game with 0% from the field. He came in there on a mission to shut down RJ Barrett, and I feel like Knicks fans kind of weren't down on RJ for that one bad game. It's like, dude, pump your
Hold your
brakes.
horses. Yeah, hold your
It's
At the end of the day. No, what you say, Trav? No, what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say, I think game by game, I think Knicks fans need to calm down a little bit. You can't get too high when we do good. It's like we're about to win the championship.
Exactly.
When somebody have a bad game, you can't say, "Oh, he's the worst player I ever seen in my life."
Right.
It's like it's 72 game season. Like you gotta relax.
If you beat the Bucks, you can't say you're going to the playoffs.
Everybody was going crazy. You see the memes when we beat you just lost to the Knicks. I can't believe we beat the Bucks. What's going on? Come on, it's just one season game. You think the Clippers is going to lose by 50, every game because they lost that one game to the Mavericks? No.
Nope.
So,
Exactly. And my whole thing is this. It's like, RJ Barrett is a second-year player. You cannot expect him to play extremely good every game. He's going to have his down games. You know what I mean? So it's like, fan, just ease up a little bit. Ease up on RJ. RJ going to come around. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Right. It even goes to when we had Carmelo. I mean, Carmelo had some good games. He had some bad games, but the majority of his games were good.
Yeah.
So we can't expect every single game for a certain player to always kill it. Like you have ups and downs. You have a bad shooting game. It's just what you do on the other end of the floor. And if you're not scoring, you got to do other things. Pass the ball, rebound, play good defense. As long as you're doing that, who cares if you have a bad shooting game?
Right. And I'll say this: he's been doing that. If you notice, he's still seeing the floor better, even though the shot selection last few games has not been ideal for me. But even with that being said, his assist percentage and his assist usage has gone up. You know what I'm saying? 4 assists last game, 4 assists game before, 5 assists the first game. So, also, what you like to see is his free throw percentage is going up. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
75% the last 2 games. Pretty good. So the rebounding is good as well. The defense, I feel like, has been pretty solid this year as well. Only 3 games. I'm saying this year, but it's 3 games. Mm-hmm. Plus 21 on the night versus Milwaukee Bucks. I'm giving this kid some time. It's all going to come together. You also have to remember we faced 2 really good defensive teams, or 3, out the gate. Calm down. Right. RJ will be fine. Watch how the end of the year. Watch how it all comes together. I'm not worried about RJ at all.
I like to see, like you said, 3-point at least up to like 34 to 32%, maybe 34%. If he could do that, and at least 5 assists a game. I think RJ could get 5 assists a game if he could get his assist numbers up to at least 5 a game. I think it'd be a great year for him.
I do as well, man. And we talked about this on our RJ comparison with Jimmy Butler. Like, he has the ability to do it, but sometimes he has a little bit of tunnel vision. And you've seen it sometimes in these last 2 games. But when he's on, you see he had that 5 assist game. When he's on, he's on. And I think Coach Thibodeau is the guy to keep reminding him. He's not going to let him, Julius Randle situation from last. I can't even say Julius Randle anymore because that was last year, Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, now it is time for the favorite part of the show. The Ooh Picks. Ooh Picks are our favorite or best plays of the week. And it's only Knicks games, guys. No, it's only Knicks games. It's a Knicks show. No other team but the Knicks. Let's get it cracking. Ryan, I heard you got 27 Ooh Picks.
Yeah, this is rare for me because I usually only have 1 at most 2. But that Knicks and Bucks game kind of inspired me to have 3 Ooh Picks. Right. So my first Ooh Pick goes to Elfrid Payton. This episode, I'm gonna show Elfrid Payton some love because he had that 27-point game against the Bucks.
Okay.
So the first play was against the Bucks, and Dante DiVincenzo, I think I said his name right there. He was bringing the ball up the court. The Knicks were basically pressing him full court. Dante tried to throw the outlet pass up court, and Elfrid Payton reached up, tipped the ball, got the steal, got the ball to RJ Barrett coming from the wing, passed it off, and RJ finished with the dunk. That's my first ooh.
Okay.
Now my second ooh pick goes to Elfrid Payton again.
Oh.
Towards the end of the second quarter, when the Knicks were going on that 16-4 run, Elfrid Payton took his guy baseline. He got caught up in the paint, but he saw Mitch out the corner of his eye, dumped it off to Mitch, and Mitch had to slam over somebody. I don't know who it was. I forgot, but that's my second ooh right there.
Mitch slam. Always gotta love that.
Yes. And my third ooh goes to Frank Ntilikina, just for the simple fact, in that Bucks game, I was proud of his performance because there were two plays that I picked out defensively that he did, where I was like, if he can just learn how to get out of his head and learn to shoot the ball, he would get minutes. Because there was one play against the Greek Freak where the Greek Freak was bringing the ball up the court, and Frank ended up being on him based on the assignments at the time.
Oh, I know what play you're talking about.
And the Greek Freak was like looking at Frank, like, "Yo, barbecue chicken, I'm bigger than this guy. I'll back him into the paint and all that."
Post defense.
Exactly. So he was trying to back Frank into the paint, but Frank held his own until the help defense came, which bottled up the Greek Freak. And I forgot if it resulted in either resulted in a missed shot or a turnover. But but still, I was like, okay, right there, that's an example of what Frank can do on the defensive end if he gets minutes. And then there was another play where Drew Holiday had the ball in the wing, and Frank was guarding him, and then Drew Holiday tried to drive to the basket, and because of Frank's pressure, forced him to lose his dribble, and that resulted in a turnover as well. So I'm like, I just want Frank to get out of his head. When you have the shot, shoot it.
Shoot it. Bro, who would have thought that Elfrid Payton would outplay Drew Holiday? If I told you today, pick Elfrid Payton or Drew Holiday, put him on your team, who would you pick?
Drew obviously.
Drew Holiday got his cookies taken, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy that you say that because when I was watching the game, I feel like Drew Holiday actually forced Elfrid Payton to play like that because he was testing his manhood because he's full court pressing Elfrid Payton. Mm-hmm. You know, Elfrid Payton is like, well, I'm not going to just let you play this type of defense on me. So he's like, Elfrid Payton's doing in and outs, crosses overs, trying to get by him.
Yeah.
It's because he's pressing. It's like when you play ball and somebody's pressing you, you're not going to just sit there and be timid. You got to attack them to get the pressure
but it worked 2 games before. Brogdon took his cookies before. Brogdon shut that man down. Elfrid Payton had 5 turnovers versus the Pacers when Brogdon was pressuring that man full court. He couldn't do nothing.
He said, you ain't going to do it again. He said, it's not going to happen again. But for my ooh pick, I mean, I didn't know we was only doing Knicks, but since we only doing Knicks, you took one of my picks already. It was going to be Elfrid Payton with the pass over to Mitch, and he dunked on the Bucks player. But I do have a bruh pick, though. Are we doing that now?
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
You know what? I'll do my ooh pick then, and then we get to the bruh.
All right.
My ooh pick goes to More Handle Randle.
More handle now? Okay.
More handle. He got more handle.
He got a new nickname.
He got a new nickname. More Handle was leading the fast break as he's been doing lately. Decides to pull it back. This is during the Pacers game. Kind of drifts off to the left side of the court. Sees Reggie Bullock chilling at the 3-point line. Reggie Bullock decides to cut. Randle bounce passes the ball between 2 defenders into Reggie Bullock's hands, and Reggie Bullock finishes for the layup.
I remember that play.
Yeah. One of the few things Reggie has done well so far this season.
Well, now that we're talking about Reggie Bullock, I guess we can talk about the other part.
The bruh picks?
Yes, sir. The bruh picks. Picks are the worst or the dumbest plays of the week, and sometimes they don't even have to be plays. They can just be something dumb that happened. All right.
Right.
So let's get to it. Can I start off this time? Can I
All
start?
right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
start off. I just want to give a bro pick to the Los Angeles Clippers for getting some video game NBA Jam ass whooping.
Wait, I thought we was only talking about the Knicks.
No, bro picks about anybody.
Okay. All
Bro
right,
picks,
go ahead.
bro picks about anybody who
Okay.
picks about the Knicks.
Okay. All right.
And
Yeah,
at
that
one
was
time, they were down by 50 points
I could not believe it.
at halftime.
I said this is all-time low. I don't even think that would happen to the Knicks.
Nah.
Nope.
And then
So-
Paul George is complaining, saying that they had a long Christmas, whatever. Like, I'm getting
Man,
tired.
Paul
I'm getting
George is
tired
the
of-
most complainingest, man. You better give that team. Yo, second bro pick goes to the Los Angeles Clippers for investing in a dude who does nothing but give excuses.
Yeah. Yo, I was just talking to my friend the other day, and I said, I think Paul George just lost a fan. Like he has more excuses than anybody I've ever heard. I'm not a fan of his anymore.
No.
Yeah, mad excuses.
Mad excuses, man. He does not take accountability for anything. I could
Nothing.
imagine his relationships like the stripper just fell in my lap. What do you expect me to do? It was a rough Christmas. Like, what?
I ain't sliding in, she slid in for me.
Exactly. It's a rough Christmas. What do you expect me to do? The bubble tension
All right.
got to me. It's like, oh, Paul.
All right. Well, you got another bro pick? I got a couple.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good on bro picks.
All right. So I got two bro picks. I'm gonna start with one with the Knicks. We're gonna go with the Knicks. At the end of the game, when we was blowing out the Bucks, they put our Canadian friend in the game.
That's a new pick. What do you mean?
And they put him in the game, and they also put Greek Freak's older brother in the game.
Oh,
It's
man.
like a minute or 2 minutes left in the game. You guys are in the game just to run the clock out, not to get into altercations and tussles. They underneath the rim fighting for a rebound. Greek Freak's older brother tried to throw Porzingis on the floor, so Porzingis gave him an elbow to the neck, and they both just stand there, and Greek Freak is just standing there looking at him like.
Yeah.
And it was kind of hilarious. I think it became a meme on Instagram with him just standing there staring at Porzingis. Like, really? Like, but anyway, my second bro pick goes to the other team over the water, or in Brooklyn.
Damn.
Kevin Durant. Man.
Oh, I already know.
So LaMelo Ball caught a rebound. He likes to throw long outlet passes. He threw a touchdown pass to Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier was already almost by the free throw line. He took one dribble. Kevin Durant comes running down the court like a superhero, trying to chase down block Terry Rozier, and he finished him so bad.
Yeah.
Finish him.
Kevin Durant fell on the floor and won. And that was the talk of the weekend right there. I think they talking about that might be the dunk of the year. Thank you, Kevin Durant. I don't know why you did it, but bruh.
Brooklyn.
And the Nets lost. And the Nets lost that game also too.
Insult to injury. All right.
Yep.
Oh man. All right, Ryan. Did he take some of your bruhs?
Well, you took my bro with the Clippers game. I was definitely gonna mention that game because getting smacked by 50 at halftime, that's inexcusable. Like, there's no excuse for that.
Nah.
All right, so my first bro pick, Thomas Bryant on the Washington Wizards when they were facing the Magic. You don't see this often, but sometimes players, when they go for rebounds by accident, they might tip the ball, into the opponent's basket or whatever the case may be when they go for a rebound, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Markelle Fultz had the ball at the baseline. He takes a jumper, misses. Thomas Bryant jumped up and did a one-handed putback dunk on the opponent's basket.
Bruh.
Wait, I didn't see that. That really happened?
Yes, that really happened.
How you dunk on your own rim? Are you serious?
That's wow. Wow. That I'm hitting. That's another one. That's enough. That's wow.
Yeah, matter of fact, that's a whose man's is this? Because I'm
Whose man's is this?
Wow.
Oh my God! I already know.
That's gonna be a shock to the fool later this week.
Oh my God! I already know his teammates already gave it to him. His coach. Oh my.
And then the dude had the nerve to be mad after he one-hand putback dunk on the opponent's basket.
Wow.
Who was he mad at? Himself?
He was mad at his teammates. He was shouting at his teammates.
Oh man, that sounds like a Paul George right there. Blame
Blame everybody else. Merry Christmas.
it was Doc Rivers, so, you know, he made me do it.
Exactly.
Santa didn't give me what I wanted. Really? Man,
Yes.
bench that man forever.
For real.
He's China for you, bro.
And the next bro pick goes to the great, the legendary LeBron James.
Oh.
Lakers versus the Mavericks. He was at the free throw line in the third quarter. Shoots the shot. Nothing but air. Don't touch no rim. Don't touch no net. Nothing. Just air ball.
Bruh.
Damn, man. Air ball.
Wow.
So 2 bro picks. We got 2 of the best NBA players in our bro picks: Kevin Durant and LeBron James.
Word.
Taking cues from Joakim Noah. Too lit for New York, Noah. Too lit. All right.
Word.
All right. Yo, that was our
fun.
show, guys. Good show.
That was fun.
Good show. Good talk. All right. Listen, you know where to find us. Shout out to Dash Radio for housing us. You can listen to us on all audio platforms. That's SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all that noise. Also, you can watch us on YouTube. If you don't follow us on YouTube already, are you dumb, man? Go to youtube.com/NickTimeShow. Get these visuals too, man. Get that as well for sure. All right. And you can also follow us on all social media at the KOT Show. On Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, Nick of Time Show on Facebook, and also the nickoftimeshow.com is our blog. Definitely check out our writers and videos and merch and more. All right, D-Trav.
What's up, man? It's D-Trav. You can catch me on YouTube at Knicks at Night TV. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Knicks at Night TV, and Facebook. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it. It was fun. You know, once again, signing out, D-Trav, and have a good one, y'all.
All right. And what about you, sir? Where can they find you, right?
You can find me at Sir G is Chillin' on Instagram.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN, and you can follow me for the overreactions after every Knicks win. That's gonna be my thing this season. Overreaction after every Knicks win.
That's right. I'm gonna try to get back to the overreactions on Instagram, but man, doing the YouTube and the Instagram, I'll be tired, yo. I'll be like, I'm trying to do the graphics and go to bed. Be done at 2 a.m. making graphics about Julius Randle. All right, thanks, guys. That's our show.
You're welcome, bro.
We out of here.
New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.